Hi everyone, this is Sudeep from Visual Arts Tailor, welcoming you to another brand new quick and interesting After Effects tutorial video where I am going to show you how to create an audio visualizer step by step, like creating the visualizer, then adding multiple effects on it to make it more appealing, then adding expression, creating complex designs, and at the end I will finalize the project to make it ready for the presentation. Well, it may sound like a lot of work, but it won't take a lot of time, so let's create a composition at first. I will choose 1080p at 30 fps. For now I am keeping the duration to 10 seconds and 1 frame. Nice. Now import an audio file. You can see that I have already imported a file. I will simply just drag and drop it to the composition. Now I will create a new solid on top of it. It doesn't matter whatever color you choose, so I will keep it as it is. Now I will create a mask on it, and for that I will select ellipse tool, and with pressing shift and control key at the same time I will click left mouse button and try to drag from the middle of the composition. You can also press space bar and move it if you think it's a little off from the center, And now, as you can see that the mask has been created, go to the timeline, select the mask and choose none because we don't want to cut out the effect. Then you can simply select the solid layer, go to effect and preset panel, type on the search area for audio spectrum, and here it is. You can simply drag and drop it on the selected layer. Now go to the effect control panel. Here we will make some changes for the audio spectrum. Let's add the audio file for audio player first. Go to path, select the mask 1. For the end frequency, choose the value 500 and start frequency value to 40, frequency bounds to 150, maximum height 1500. Now thickness 4, softness down to 0, we don't need any softness. I will change the inside and outside both color to white for now because I'm gonna add another effect for the color later. Change the display option to digital and change side option to side B. Great. Now as you can see that the audio visualizer has been created, but it looks quite simple. So let's select the solid layer again. I'm gonna duplicate the mask layer, so press Ctrl D to duplicate it. And what I'm gonna do now I'm gonna create a stroke effect. So let's go to the effect and preset panel and search for stroke, and here it is. I'm gonna just drag and drop it, and let's minimize the audio spectrum and select the stroke. Select the path mask 2 for the stroke, and here you can see I'm just adjusting it, and let's choose the brush hardness to 85 and it looks good. I'm gonna duplicate it again and select the previous mask and change the brush size to 6. I will create an animation here by putting 100% value to start. Go to first frame and I will create a keyframe here. Then I'll go to the end of the timeline. Again go back to start and down the value to 0. And here you can see that with the time the animation is going smoothly, and so the time bar animation is complete here. And now I'm gonna add another stroke and select the path to mask 3, and I will just adjust a few settings for both of the strokes, and that's it. Now I'm gonna duplicate the black solid again, and I will tweak the audio spectrum layer to create a complex design. You guys can also do that, but also remember that adding and duplicating such effects can cause a huge change at the time of rendering. And here I'm just adding some color just for the initial stage. And now let's create a text layer. Go to Effect and Preset panel, search for slider control, and again just drag and drop it on top of the layer. And now I'll expand the text layer and search for source text. Click on the stopwatch to create expression. Click and drag the peak whip and connect it to the slider. And now I'll copy paste this expression to the expression box. Next, go for the slider and add an expression for it. Type time, but to run it properly, add math.floor and move the time inside the bracket. And that's it. You guys can pause the video to copy it, or I'll put a download link for this notepad file in the description box. Now let's rename the text layer to clock timer. That's it. You can see the clock is working perfectly. But now I have to extend the duration of this composition, and I know that this audio file length is 3 minutes and 5 seconds. So I'll change the duration of the comp from comp setting, and I'll put exactly the same duration here in the comp setting so that it matches properly according to the audio layer. Now I will select all the 4 layers except the audio layer. Go to the end of the timeline, press Alt close bracket to trim out all the layers. Now select the solid layers and press Ctrl Shift C, rename it to audio visualizer underscore precomp. That's it. Now with selecting the precomp, go to Effects and Preset panel and search for 4 color gradient. Here it is. Apply it. And now for adjusting the colors, I have created my own color swatches in Adobe Illustrator and exported as a PNG file. Here you can see. You guys can also create your own swatch like mine, or you can simply download this one. I will put a link in the description box. Well, now I will select the file and drag it on the screen, and I will just readjust its position. And now I'll go back to 4 color gradient and I'll select all the colors one by one from the swatch. You can see it is very easy to select colors if you got a color swatch. And now you have to reposition all the points, and I guess it is done here. And now there are 2 options. Either you choose a selected color gradient pattern like this one, or you can animate them. And to do so, you simply go to the very first frame and create keyframe for all the 4 colors. And now go to 15th second and pick colors from the swatch. It will automatically create keyframes, and do the same thing twice. And now with selecting the precomp layer, you guys can press U and see all the keyframes here. Now at the end, I will select the first keyframe and copy paste it at the end, and I will do that for all the 4 colors. Which will create an animation loop. You guys can see how it goes back to the initial color. And now to run this animation loop till the end, you have to apply a little expression here. So just press Alt and click one of these stopwatch and type dot loop out Here you can see loop out. You can simply choose from here and double quote offs. I'm sorry, ping pong. Just select and copy it and paste it to the other layer. And you can see that the animation is complete. So now we can minimize it and hide the color swatch. You can lock it down. Now select the pre-comp, add another glow effect, change the threshold value to 54.9%, change the glow radius value to 44 and glow intensity to 1.6, and that's it. It looks great. Now minimize all those effects and let's duplicate the pre-comp. Select the bottom layer and add a CC light burst 2.5, this one. Change the intensity to 60 and the ray length to 70. Well, the ray looks too much, so just off the glow effect here, and now it looks good. So basically here the lesson is complete. Now we can simply add a background layer and we can also duplicate the visualizer pre-comp and tweak it to create more complex design. But remember again, all these effects can slow down your machine and it will take much time to render. But anyway, that was our today's lesson. Here is the final render that I have created. You guys also try this, and if you face any problem, you don't forget to let me know in the comment section. I will try to answer your question and solve all the problems. So that's it for today. I will be back with another lesson. And if you guys have not liked it yet, please hit the like button, share it with others. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.